Shalom to the elect of Israel, starting with the 144,000 elect men, 12,000 from each tribe, which consists of you so-called blacks, so-called Hispanics, so-called Native American Indians, and you Israelite foreigners, Hebrew Israelites who are scattered among all nations, looking like the other nations and speaking their tongues. Shalom to all of you. Before we get started with this lesson, let's face the east and let's give the much due all phrases, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM HAQADASH, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM HAQADASH. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops of Great Millstone, and much due respect to you, sincere Akim, that's laboring in the works. Shalom to you believers, to the Akim, YAHAWAH, which will be you brothers, few among the sincere sisters who do subscribe to this truth, listening and learning in silence as the scripture says so. I'm your brother Manazar, representing warriors for YAHAWASHI, Pasadena, Texas branch. Lord willing, this pestilence topic will be edifying, playing upon the tables. I got two different articles related to pestilence. All right, it's from Newsbreak, Salakia, Newsbreak. International flight full of sick passengers lands in Houston, and people are nervous. All right, so it's from 8 hours ago. Caitlin Joyce. All right, I'm gonna read a little bit of it. All right, probably the first two paragraphs. All right, we're gonna start from down here. In a post-pandemic world, a lot of people are taking illnesses more seriously when it comes to travel. Obviously, that feeling wasn't universal. A lot of people got up in arms over the temporary mask mandates on airplanes. But for millions of people traumatized by that dark period from 2020 through 2021, they're far more worried about travel bugs now than ever before, especially when such a bug threatens to cross international borders. Especially with the whole, bird box spreading around, right? Other pestilences spreading around, right? That DX, right? Which leads us to this rather unnerving air travel story that recently played out in Houston, Texas. The passengers of a United Airlines flight from Canada had to be briefly quarantined in Houston on May 31st after dozens of them came down with some pretty alarming symptoms en route. So this word quarantine caught my attention. Right, that's going to be the new norm real soon, especially the next pandemic. Right, the pandemic. The city of confusion is broken down. We're going to get that right quick. Isaiah chapter 24, verse 10. The book of Isaiah, chapter 24, verse 10. In the KJV, the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up, that no man may come in. That city of confusion is talking about Babylon, right? Talking about America today. Babylon, aka America. That no man may come in because of what? Quarantines. Oh shit, my bad. Because of quarantines, okay? The free access to travel is going to be taken away from you Americans that loves to gather abroad. All of y'all that are at ease, like a careless woman, you at ease, all right? And you're secure in a bad sense, no care in the world, all right? Real soon there's going to be horrible pandemics, epidemics, quarantine sites set up, checkpoints, because there's going to be some deadly pestilences out here. Incurable pestilences. Okay. The city of confusion, aka America, is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in because of quarantines. Right? Like I said right there. Right, you had the passengers, right, from here. The passengers of a United Airlines flight from Canada had to be briefly quarantined in Houston on May 31st after dozens of them came down with some pretty alarming symptoms en route. All right, I'm going to read this last paragraph right here. We're going to go to the end time headlines. According to reporters from KPRC2, Click 2 Houston, United Airlines flight 1528 from Vancouver to Houston was full of homebound tourists. Right, the flight from Vancouver to Houston was full of homebound tourists who just wrapped up a cruise vacation. And there's many articles going around how these cruise ships or cruise vacations are being plagued with pestilences too. The people that was on these cruise ships had to stay on it. All right, they weren't allowed to leave. Okay, sounds familiar, right? A lot of movies that's related to an outbreak happening. One of the main settings you see an outbreak taking place as on a cruise ship, airplanes. Okay. All right. It says of the 163 passengers on board, 75 had just gotten back from an international cruise. And a third of those passengers suddenly fell ill halfway through the flight to Houston with nausea and other flu-like. All right. You see the word there. Okay. flu-like symptoms. No word on whether or not they were also eating an in-flight fish dinner. All right. So let's go over here real quick. Passengers removed. Okay. All right. So from End Time Headlines, passengers removed as infectious diseases team called to diverted flight. Passengers were removed from a flight after it was forced to land due to cases of suspected infectious diseases today. United Airlines flight UA 998 was flying off the south coast of Ireland when it was diverted to Dublin Airport over two separate incidents on board. One involved a suspected medical incident, while the other was a disruptive passenger aboard the flight from Brussels to New York's Newark Airport. According to Dublin Airport, numerous police cars and at least one ambulance were pictured on the tarmac around the airplane. All right. Let's see. The flight had been expected to leave early this afternoon, but this was delayed as an infectious diseases team arrived to carry out tests. Passengers was kept on board for the duration. All right, so you get the point there, right? If you want to read more, you can just go to endtimeheadlines.org. Let's get some scriptures. All right, let's get the book of Matthew 24. We get straight to the point. The book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 7 and 8. I want to get the pestilence part, but the beginning of this chapter, right? Signs of YAHAWASHI's return. So today's topic, pestilence for later, right? Matthew chapter 24, verse 7 and 8, KJV, red lettering, YAHAWASHI, our Lord, prophesy here. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And that's happening right now as we speak. All right, and there shall be famines, scarcities of food. The Lord did send what? The evil hours of famine. He's going to increase the famine. All right. There's going to be famines. Scarcity of food is going to lead to starvation and hunger. And pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. So in diverse places in many parts of the world, right, you're going to be witnessing the signs of YAHAWASHI's return. Okay. Right. And then for today's lessons, right, today's topic is pestilence. So there's going to be pestilences being reported, talked about in many parts of the world. Many parts of, America, outside of America, 4 corners of the earth. Okay. All these are the beginning of sorrows, meaning there's more sorrows to come. And it's going to get worse. All right. Here on out. Okay. Let's get Jeremiah 21 and 6 very quick. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 21, verse 6, KJV. And I will smite, right, conquer, destroy, right, to strike, right, to strike, hit, beat, slay, kill. So the Lord said he's going to kill. All right. He's going to kill. He's going to conquer. He's going to destroy. Okay. And I will smite the inhabitants of this city, both man and beast, right? Animals. And they shall die of a great pestilence. Of a great pestilence. Let's go to the etymology very quick. Of a great pestilence. This is the pestilence for the etymology, the noun. Any infectious or contagious disease. Fatal epidemic. A fatal epidemic. From Old French, pestilence, plague, epidemic. And directly from Latin, pestilentia, a plague, an unwholesome atmosphere. So the Lord is going to create an unwholesome atmosphere with deadly diseases and plagues roaming around. That's going to be incurable too. All right. Let's get a common dictionary real quick. Common term, pestilence, definition. Here we go. All right, pestilence.
Pestilence. Pestilence.
A contagious or infectious epidemic disease that is virulent, right? Fatal, life-threatening, right? Extremely, of a disease or poison, extremely severe or harmful in its effects. right? Poisonous, toxic, venomous, noxious, deadly, okay, deadly, lethal, fatal, life-threatening, dangerous. Okay, you get it. You get the point, right? And I will smite the inhabitants of this city, both man and beast, and they shall die of a great pestilence. Let me get that in GT right quick. This is a good news translation. Okay. Jeremiah chapter 21 verse 6 KJV. I will kill everyone living in this city. People and animals alike will die of a terrible disease. A terrible disease. All right. And you Israelites, if you refuse to fear the Lord Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, and fear his fearful name, right? Worship him, right? This is what the Lord is going to do to you rebellious Israelites. I'm going to get straight to the point. I think it's 59 to 61, I think. In a good news translation. Okay, yeah. The book of Deuteronomy, Salakia. Deuteronomy chapter 28. Let's start at 58. Let's see, Salakia. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verses 58 to 61. Good news translation. If you do not obey faithfully all of Yahawah, BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI's teachings that are in this book, and if you do not honor, right, if you don't fear, if you do not honor the wonderful and awesome name of the Lord, Yahawah, BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, thy power, right, if you don't fear the fearful and glorious name of Yahawah, BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, right? If thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, the Holy Bible, that thou mayest fear this glorious and fearful name, the Lord, Yahawah, BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, thy power. All right, I like the Good News translation because it mentions horrible epidemics. Right down here. He will send on you and on your descendants incurable diseases. Right? Incurable diseases. And horrible epidemics that can never be stopped. All right? He will bring on you once again all the dreadful diseases you experienced in Egypt, and you will never recover. Now check this out. Verse 61. He will also send all kinds of diseases and epidemics that are not mentioned in this book of Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI's laws and teachings, and you will be destroyed. So the Lord is going to manifest in real time in this generation real soon. When all hell break loose, the day of the Lord, Jacob's trouble, for an example, right? Horrible epidemics and all kinds of diseases that was never recorded, seen on planet Earth. A new pandemic, a new epidemic, new pestilences, diseases that either the Lord allowed these physicians of no value, right? These scientists, doctors, and shit like that, to create, engineer such pestilences, and or coming directly from heaven itself. From our Creator's throne, from Yahawah BAHASHAM's throne, man. Okay. Verse 61, he will also send all kinds of diseases and epidemics that are not mentioned in this book of YAHAWAHSHI's laws and teachings, and you will be destroyed. 2/3 rebellious Israelites, men, women, children, young, old, of the 12 tribes. All right. So, Lord willing, the lesson was edifying, playing upon the tables. Hopefully, you learned something today. More than welcome to copy and paste some precepts in the comment section for mortification for the body, for the brothers. All right. So, Lord willing, you was edified. I'm going to close out by giving a much due all phrases, honor, and glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM HAQADASH, KOHOLOYIM LA, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM HAQADASH. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops of Great Millstone. Much due respect to you, sincere Akim, that's laboring in the works. Shalom to you believers, to the Akim wa Akwat, which will be you brothers, and few of my sincere sisters who do subscribe to this truth, listening and learning in silence, as the scriptures say so. Shalom.